While I'm waiting, I'm gonna make my own original song. Okay, ready? Uh, uh, my cat's sleeping right behind me. Y'all don't see it, but you gotta believe me. 'Cause I got a cat and he loves me so much. And I love him more than that. And I give it all for him 'cause he's the best. And he's gray. And that's kind of rare for cats to have a gray coat. And and hold on. Oh, I don't know how people freestyle. This is so bad. Hold on. Put me in the field and I'm playing football. Not the one that you think of, you American. It's the one of the European. And the one, put me in, hold on, because this has potential. Put me in the field and I'm playing football. Put me in the field and I'm playing football. Oh, man. How am I so bad at this? I'm actually gonna find a beat. Maybe I'll get inspired if I actually.
Hello.
Hi.
So lovely to see you, Michelle.
No,
No? Oh,
I'm not your best friend today.
okay. Wait, hold
Today
on.
I'm your
Let's slow down.
teacher.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down because I'm your teacher.
Oh, you think you have something to say?
I do. I do
Really?
actually. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm the authority in this house.
Hello? Do you even know how to present on Zoom? Because I just learned how to
I
do it.
do. Oh, exactly. Yeah, you have
I
to look
just
it
learned.
up. I know it because I'm a natural.
Wait, can you like low-key guide me through it step by step?
If you want to share your entire screen, it's probably gonna prompt you to also share like the different tabs that you have open. Um,
Mhm.
That's if you have something that you don't want to reveal that's on your
Ooh, shit.
screen. Ooh shit. Ooh shit.
Ooh, shit. Wait, Caleb, we're not being professional.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
we
I'm
have.
not dressed professionally.
Yes, you are. Who will present first? Me or
I
you?
believe I believe it should be you, but I think that before you start your presentation, which I am sure is going to be the greatest thing in my life, um, I really want to finish mine because I don't want to be caught off guard. I'm a teacher. A teacher needs to prepare the
Okay.
materials.
Viewer, let
Right,
it
because
be
we
known that we don't know what
this
the
is
other
completely mysterious. Like
exactly.
I have no clue. The only thing that Michelle has texted me was like, "Hey, um, I want to teach you something. You should teach me something." And I was like, "Okay."
Exactly. And so we hopped on.
You know how people play the Wikipedia, like you start from one page and try to end up in this other page? I'm trying to play that game right now with my presentation and the plague, and I just can't. It's a very not related
Ah,
to the plague at all.
I know. I used to do that for fun when I was little. Like just I
And now you grew
remember
up and now it's not fun.
no, it's still fun. I famously went from Tupac to a tightrope. I remember that when I was little I
Oh,
did that.
interesting.
Yeah. Famously, by the way, everyone knows
Fam
about this.
and I didn't know about it.
Everyone in my elementary school was talking about it. Like she went from Tupac to the tightrope. She must be
And
gifted
she connected Tupac with the
to the
tightrope.
freaking.
So was that like a long stretch? I feel like it would be.
It was long, but that
So it was
exact
a
night,
tightrope.
yes, exactly. That
Exactly.
exact night, I was laying in bed and I was like, I wonder how Tupac's doing because I thought he was alive. I Googled and found out he died in 1996, and I'm not joking. I couldn't sleep. I was distraught. I was like,
Mish-
and I found out how he died too. I was like, I can't
Like
believe,
he got shot.
oh my gosh, no, like, oh my, and now I know all the words to hit him up.
West Side.
I'm
You
nervous
won't.
my presentation in terms of visual is gonna be so boring.
No.
Oh. I'm actually so excited to know what the heck you're gonna teach because
It's like so dumb.
it's dumb.
It's it I like the concept. The concept is a little stupid.
I'm so excited.
Completely done.
Really?
I'm goaded. Yes.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Okay,
Wait,
I'm so
okay, check
excited.
that the Zoom has enough time for both of our presentations because it has been a little time.
What do you mean enough time?
This is it's 40 minutes. The Zoom is.
You're joking.
I'm not. It
Why is
literally
it
says it
timed?
because Zoom doesn't give you like you can't just do it. Um, it's like on time because it's business. It's business.
I hate business so much. Like you have no idea.
This is me as a student.
Okay, and this is me as a teacher. Let's go. Like this.
Whoa, that's sick.
My name is Michelle Fazakerly, yours truly, your teacher, and I'm here to teach you about hazardous occupations from the 18th to 19th centuries, with one exception, but we'll see that later. First up are the Mad Hatters. Have you heard of the
Mhm.
Mad Hatters?
I've heard tales of a
From,
Mad Hatter,
from?
and I like from Alice in Wonderland.
Yes! Yes, my
Alice in
fave.
Wonderland, I mentioned. I did peep the fact that there was the king and the queen from Alice in Wonderland
I
too.
knew you would.
But I've heard of the Mad Hatters
Mm-hmm.
mostly through that story. I know that they were crazy,
Mm-hmm.
not because of their hats, they were eating from the plates that had lead.
Oh, well, everyone was at that time.
Exactly.
But that is
Yes.
not the main reason they were known as mad.
Oh, interesting.
Basically, in order to understand this, you have to understand that they designed, manufactured, and sold the hats. They did
Okay.
everything. And it was extremely long, grueling hours. Making one hat only would take 30 steps, 7 hours of work, and up to five beaver pelts. A beaver pelt is like
Like
it's beaver skin, and then they like cut it.
so they made
Mm-hmm.
them waterproof because they were beavers?
No, listen up, listen up.
Oh, okay.
So wild, wild, oh my gosh. They were exposed to mercury. Who wasn't
R-
back in the day, right? But they
Right,
were
right.
exposed really badly
Okay.
because they would receive the beaver pelts just raw, just cut up, and they still had the fur and everything. They had to clean it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So they would clean it and they would have to somehow find a way to get those long, like hairs of wild animals that are like
Yeah.
harder off. And they would have to find a way to remove the fur from the skin because then that would make the hat making process easier. And
So
what did
what
they?
are they? They're not using the fur though, right? They're just using the skin.
Sometimes they use the like softer fur, but they do need to
Okay.
remove the skin. The skin is the most important part.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes. So they came up with a concoction of mercury nitrate to lift the scales off of the wool fibers. So it would just make it all smoother and make the fur come off easier. And they would
Mm-hmm.
spray that on every single beaver pelt that they received. And they
For
were
30
inhaling the
hours.
fumes. They were just inhaling the freaking fumes.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, everyone
Mm-hmm.
knows, everybody knows mercury is toxic, right?
Right, right. That's common knowledge.
But it was so hard for me to find why it's toxic. This was the hardest thing to find in this
Interesting.
presentation. Basically, it's toxic because it has inorganic salts that are corrosive to our skins, our skin, our
The
eyes.
multiple ones that you wear throughout the day.
Exactly, exactly. Our skin, our eyes, our GI tract, and when ingested, the kidneys.
Mm.
Um, it also, when ingested, breathed in, whatever, can really, really horribly affect your nervous system, also because of these inorganic salts. I find that interesting that, it's inorganic salts. But this phrase of like Mad Hatter, it can be tracked as far back as 1837. So Mad Hatters have been a thing like
Dang.
way back when. And
And so,
basically,
question.
yes.
When did we realize that mercury made the skin softer? Well, like, I just made the math in my head and it made sense that it's like, oh, corrosive salts. Of course, it would make the beaver pelt slide right off.
Exactly.
But when did they realize that? Because I feel like that's pretty
Pretty
like you
advanced,
need
right?
yeah, it's like knowing
Yeah.
what the elements do.
True. And I'm not entirely sure, but I know back then a very popular profession was alchemy. Is that what it's called?
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm sure that there were so many alchemists at the time that one of them was like, "Hey, yo, if we
Hey,
spray
you
the
try
mercury."
this.
There was this, imagine if all this mercury use was because of one alchemist, bruh. Oh, some Tokyo's asking to leave the room. I'll be back.
A teacher has a cat in the room. So unprofessional. You didn't hear what I just said.
What'd you say?
I called you lazy, stupid, and unconcerned.
The hell? What the hell? Okay, back to business.
Right.
So they would experience most notably tremors, personality, extreme personality changes, delirium, paranoia, all that kind of stuff. And that's why they became known as Mad Hatters because
Right.
they did go crazy, unfortunately, because of the
That's
exposure.
sad.
Yes. Oh, and then here are some pictures. When you think of a Mad Hatter, you might think of a man, but a lot of Hatters were women.
I
And,
see. I
mhm.
see.
And they a lot of throughout this presentation, a common theme is that women were unfortunately exposed to a lot of harmful chemicals because they're just below men, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, but imagine making all those freaking hats, bro. Like, oh my God.
Oh my God. Imagine how many beavers they had to like
I know.
skin.
And it's
Are there?
so sad.
Okay, wait, and this is England, right? I'm assuming this is England.
Most of this takes place in England because of documented history, you know, they have it documented more. And because they were crazy as hell back then in England.
No, and the English are still crazy. I was there, you were there, did not see a single beaver in London.
No, me neither. They killed them all,
Where were they
probably.
getting them
Oh
from?
gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't want to think about the beavers. I'm actually about to cry.
Also, would this have been the biggest problem? Because I feel like feces and E. coli and the plague would also be.
Remember though, we are 18th to 19th century, so at least there
So
were
past the
sewers.
plague.
Past the
Yeah.
plague, at least there were sewage, whatever the heck systems.
Mm-hmm.
But as you will see,
Mm-hmm.
not everything is all dandy like that.
And I'm getting ahead of myself.
Oh my gosh, this
This
is
is
so
like
much
the
fun.
Robert Pattinson movie.
Yes! Oh my gosh. Like, no one gets me like you do. This is crazy. Okay. So, lighthouse keepers, we know, right? I think it's common knowledge that lighthouse keepers sometimes go crazy.
Yeah, because they're
Um,
alone.
exactly. It was a more common occurrence back then because it was actually more factors than just isolation. Isolation obviously added to it, but it was more than just that. And it was because of the lack of resources back then. So, basically, every lighthouse keeper, I think they have to take an oath or something like that where they swear to keep a good light. And that means to make sure the light stays bright, make sure it's rotating. So you have to wind that rotation mechanism because back then we didn't have the technology to make it rotate on its own. They'd have
Right.
to,
They had
it's
to like spin around at the like that.
exactly, it's kind of like
The wind up for the boxes.
exactly. And then it keeps going on its own, but then you have to do it again. Um, So they had to upkeep and clean everything. They were their own maids, they were their own cooks, they were their own maintenance people. They did absolutely everything from polishing, lubricating that light and the winding mechanism, painting outside of the lighthouse and inside because kind of similar to like the
Ships.
army, yeah,
Oh.
or the navy. It's like you have to keep everything in top shape.
Hmm.
And so they also had that pressure of fixing everything, making sure everything's good. Um, and obviously lighthouses are usually located in places where they are needed, which tends to be remote, isolated places that tend to have unpredictable weather. I mean, that's the whole reason for a lighthouse. It's like,
Yeah,
yoo-hoo,
to
here we
like
are
find
because
your
the weather's so
yeah.
crazy. Exactly. So usually the ideal was for them to work 6 weeks on and then 2 weeks
Hmm.
off.
Okay.
But when the weather got bad, which was a lot of the time, sometimes
Hmm.
they'd stay 3 to 4 months on end. And
Oh God.
just imagine that with the limited amount of food you have. Ooh, nightmare, nightmare.
And nobody.
Nobody. I mean,
Wait,
sometimes,
hold on. Yeah, because like it doesn't really make sense to just station one person
yes,
inside.
sometimes they do duos, even trios sometimes.
Mm.
But I imagine staying alone with the same person for like months is all, it's also like, bro, it's like, get
It's
me
like,
out
what
of
are we
here.
gonna do? Play cards? Like
Like what?
the wind is just gonna blow them away.
Exactly. Um, so yeah, they weren't really exposed to any harmful chemicals besides
Mhm.
mercury, but like I said, who
Everybody
wasn't?
was. Right.
Exactly.
Right. That was the trend at the time.
Exactly. It was mercury. Mercury was a thing. She was that girl.
Right. In makeup
But
too.
exactly, God, oh my
So
God.
ridiculous.
Right? Anyways, and that's us looking back now. If we were back then, we'd be all up in that mercury like hype.
I would have been eating it.
I know. Oh, okay. Okay. So why was it hazardous to be a lighthouse keeper? One, the extreme isolation.
Hmm.
Something that I did not put on this list that actually needs to be on it is that they frequently would have the worst sleeping schedules known to man because a lighthouse keeper has to stay up and keep watch, especially at night.
Right.
So
Right.
their sleep schedule is trabuluquiao.
Right.
You know how that messes with a person's psyche. They're isolated. They are painting and upkeeping everything. They have a lot of pressure. On top of that, the paint has lead in it. Oh no.
Of course.
Exactly. The
And it's like an
lens,
uphill battle because like if
it's
they're
insane.
exposed to like the salt water, the paint is gonna just go
It's
off.
gonna, exactly, and they constantly have to be upkeeping that. Exactly. And then the lens, it's called the Fresnel lens. It
Hmm.
was full of mercury, and they had to clean this thing every day. And so they were exposed to those vapors as well. They also had poor nutrition because the foods they would take are like non-perishable foods, and
Yeah.
living on those for
Like
months on
tack.
end. Exactly. Like it's like not that great. Something I found extremely interesting is the low frequency storm vibrations that
Mm.
when exposed to them for a very long amount of time can make a person like genuinely go a little
Go
bit
crazy.
crazy. And it's this low vibration created by the environment that is just incessant and it's constant. It's, I think, comparable. You know how there are some people who are living next to data centers, and
Yeah.
the data centers won't stop with that low humming.
Hmm.
It's enough to drive someone crazy, and it's that kind of thing because there were so
Oh,
many
okay.
storms
So
and
they
stuff.
were the vibrations were noticeable. It's not like they're low frequency enough to where like
You
we
can't
can't
hear them.
keep, yeah, you can't hear them, but they're still like affecting you.
They most likely were listenable,
Mm, mm.
so even
That's
worse.
crazy.
So all these things in tandem, which is genuinely like literal hell, they would they would experience hallucinations, a lot of times depression, paranoia, they would get panic disorders, and because of the lead, the mercury, and the poor nutrition, lots of physical maladies also as a side effect. Mm-mm.
That's crazy.
Here's some pictures of some lighthouse keepers. This is the Fresnel lens. That thing was full of mercury.
See,
Um,
I just like they just wanted to put it there. I'm fully convinced that they could have built these machines without the mercury. Because I know that mercury, or maybe it's lead, one of the two, was
mhm.
used for like thermometers, right?
Mercury, bro.
It's mercury? Okay.
I
Then
think
like
they were just like, how can I make this about Mercury? Like,
how can I make this about me?
like what? It's insane. But
Yeah.
yes, this is the thing they have to clean every day, full
That's
of mercury.
it's cute. It's cute, I will
It's
say.
honestly it's an interior design statement piece, if I do say so myself.
And that's why it was on top.
Exactly. Some of them would bring little companions.
Oh.
Mm. And then this is a lighthouse keeper. It's called like the Plymouth something of lighthouse keepers, and they have record of every single lighthouse keeper they've had, and this is the first one they have a record of. And I
Wow.
like when I discovered this, I almost cried because I was just like so emotional. Like, oh God,
Which
whatever.
year was this?
18 something. Man, I forgot, but
That's
like
crazy. That's
18,
crazy. The 1800s were a crazy time.
genuinely, bro.
Genuinely. And the fact that like rail travel was like the main mode of transport too. Like,
What
what?
do you mean he's talking about rail travel? Like,
No.
I'm joking. I'm
I have
joking.
my passions. I have my passions.
Yes, that's good. Next, factory workers.
Big on factory workers, the
Big.
proletariat.
Ugh. Welcome to the Industrial Revolution. We have factories, we have abused factory workers.
Right.
So, most of the factories at this time would produce textiles, machinery, and metallurgy. This is a word I learned. Metallurgy.
Hmm.
It is the removal of precious metals so that they can be used for other purposes. So, interesting, cool new vocab over there. As we all know, there were no safety regulations, no labor laws. There was nothing back then. It was all
Right.
new. So these factory workers would work 12 to 16-hour shifts and they would genuinely get paid in freaking dirt.
In
This is how,
shillings. Ooh.
in shillings, oh God, 15 shillings per week for men, 7 shillings per week for women,
And
3
three for
shillings per
kids.
week for the children. Exactly. And then another thing that I will get into more into this next, the next occupation is that they had to pay these made up fines where it was like, if you left a streak of dirt on a machine, boom, you're fined. If you left a window open, even though you're suffocating because this place is full of smoke and like, so for some reason you can't open the windows, boom, you're
Boom.
freaking fined. If you're talking
Boom.
on the job, boom, you're
Boom.
fined. It was insane. So they would get fined for anything, and it was horrible. They would get fined for conditions they like had no control over. A lot of these
Right.
people working in the factories lived in poverty, and sometimes they would fine these people for like coming into work without shoes. Oh, you can't afford shoes? Pay up for that. It's like, wow,
Fine.
it's absurd. Um, So they were exposed to obviously these deplorable working conditions that were unsafe for their health and heavy machinery. Lots of factory workers did die be as a result of like heavy machinery being used and like crushing them or taking off their limbs or stuff like that.
There was like no warnings in the machinery either. It's like,
It
okay,
was
you just gotta have
exactly,
faith that if you're making pencils, you put the pencil inside and it just
yeah,
works out and doesn't swallow your finger.
exactly. And it was all new, so like there were faulty machines more than we have nowadays. So a lot of things at work. Something that I found out that I didn't know, maybe you know this, is that the children that would work sometimes would sign like these 10-year contracts with the factory owners and they would sleep in the factory and give all their money to the freaking factory owner.
Yeah, they were owned by the factory.
Yeah, I didn't know that. They were literally owned by them and they would endure these horrible punishments if they did anything wrong, like sleep deprivation tactics, and sometimes they would like make them work with like this iron thing tied around their like shoulders and neck. It's like horrible.
Like a
I didn't.
waist trainer.
Yeah, but over here, yeah.
Oh God.
And it's made of iron. Yeah, disgusting. Um But yeah, imagine you're working in a factory, lots of smoke, lots of dust, lots of machinery, lots of people, people with diseases.
Right.
It's a closed environment. There
And they
is
didn't get bathroom
no,
breaks before then, right?
exactly, no ventilation either. Genuinely a cesspit of like disease waiting to happen. Like, oh my
Right.
gosh. It makes me nervous just to think about it. Here are some factory workers. Here are like some children working at the factories. This is a crazy one. I'm not too
Is
sure,
that a
honestly.
bottle maker?
I'm not sure what this is, but it reminds me of sewing machines. And
Yes.
something crazy is that in order to sew with wool, you
Hmm.
have to be in a humid environment. So a lot of the women who were factory workers sewing the wool would work in an extremely humid environment and go out into the cold weather of England and get pneumonia and other diseases and just die. So
Amazing.
it's insane. And then here's like an example of just like the heavy machinery that was used. Next are the matchstick workers. Everything I just said about the factory workers applies here, except it's 10
Mm-hmm.
times worse.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
So they were paid 1 shilling per 100 matches dipped. So basically,
Oh, okay.
for some reason back then, it became a very big deal. Strike anywhere matches. So they were super easy to light. And in
Mm,
order to do that, oh, here are the fines I was talking about. They had it
mm,
even worse because they were probably all, I mean, the matchstick workers were also known as the matchstick girls. They were like all women working here.
mm.
In order to make these strike anywhere matches, you needed yellow. It was called
Phosphorus.
yellow phosphorus back then. Now it's called white phosphorus. And phosphorus is horrible, horrible for our health.
Like for
It's
your lungs.
no, for your bones. It's like genuinely calcium's evil twin. Because
Oh shit.
calcium is it like I don't know if I'm explaining this properly, but calcium like s stays in your bones.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. Like it
that's how
calcifies.
exactly that's how it makes them stronger.
Yeah.
Phosphorus sticks onto your bones as well, but
And degrades them.
it degrades them and at a rate that your bone tissue simply cannot keep up.
Mm,
So, inhaling the phosphorus and dealing with this paste full of phosphorus was horrible. It would disrupt the bone metabolism.
mm-hmm.
And the easy target, if you will, is the jaw.
Mm.
That's the bone that like
Gets hit the
regenerates.
most.
Yeah, and it regenerates so slow as it is. So with the phosphorus, it's like you're done. You're done for. So this would create what was known as phossy jaw, and it would start lots of times, lots of like what's it called? Like I don't know what it's called. When people say their testament, lots of I don't know.
Testament?
Lots of like
Testimony?
yeah, thank you. Lots of most testimonies were like it started with a toothache, but then it evolved into a very painful, very big abscess, and then
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that would cause facial disfigurement, and
Would people's
sometimes
jaws fall out?
you will see. Sometimes it would cause brain damage if it was left long enough simmering.
Oh, Jesus.
So this is Fossey jaw. Here, this guy had it really bad. His jaw was collapsing on itself, essentially. And yeah, that's insane. It makes me very sad. And then this is another woman whose jaw practically collapsing on itself. Something that pissed me off is that this used to be called the poor man's disease. Who said that to someone? Don't piss me off right now. It made
Is
me
the
mad.
bourgeoisie.
Exactly. Anyways, this
Horrible.
woman's name is Cornelia. This is a picture of her jaw. Her,
Like after she died.
no, after they removed it.
Oh, they removed it.
They removed it, no anesthesia, bro. Like, bro, just kill her at that point, seriously.
No,
Like,
literally, what the fuck? How
but
was she gonna eat?
my question exactly, but I got this from like the Royal Medical Journal of like England, so I'm trusting the source.
Right.
But her name was Cornelia. She came in with a toothache, and they were like, okay, we'll take your tooth out. They took it out. And then in this spot right here, that's where her toothache was, it
Yeah.
started disintegrating, and this painful, disgusting pus would come out of that spot.
Oh
And she
God.
went back and she was like, "Yo, what's wrong?" And then they were like, "Okay,
You
we're
got
gonna
fussy
take
jaw.
we're gonna take the left part of your jaw out because it's the only one that's affected." She was like, "Okay, word." She went back to work, whatever. And then her right jaw became affected because obviously she's still working with the
Right.
phosphorus. And they zero anesthesia just took that thing out. So yeah. I'm not sure of
What
her
the
story
hell?
after that. I literally don't know if she survived. I imagine that you
She probably did it.
you low key would die from that pain. Getting your
Yeah.
jaw removed, zero anesthesia, like bro,
And the
genuinely
fact that
just
she went
stabbed me
back, she was like,
42
okay,
times.
well. let me get this checked out.
Like what? Okay. But yeah.
Oh, miners. The Canaries.
The Canaries, bro. I literally have a thing here that says like let's have a moment for the Canaries. But right, so miners. What did they do? They extracted valuables such as coal, minerals, stones, and ores from underground. Thankfully, today we have technology that makes this job a little bit less dangerous, even though it's still pretty dangerous just because of the
Yeah.
fumes you're breathing in. But back then, it was everyone on their own, bro. It was so bad. So, something I learned, maybe you knew this, I feel like since you know about history, often entire families were minors, and the children would have a certain role, the father, the mother, they would all have certain roles.
I did
So,
not know this.
yeah, I found that interesting. There's the getter, which was usually either the father or the strongest, youngest son. They would
Hmm.
be the ones to hack away and actually get the stuff. Then there would be the hurriers and the thrusters. This would be the older children and the women. They had the carts, and there was one person on either end
Hmm.
pulling, pushing, helping to move that cart along the
Hmm.
mines. And then the trappers, they were usually the youngest children,
Hmm.
and they had to open the door when the hurriers and thrusters needed it and close it right back up and make sure everything was good, make sure that door stayed closed because there's something about the fumes mixing that it could literally explode, but
Yeah.
yeah, some crazy
And
stuff.
they also had like torches to light their way. So it
Exactly.
made so if there was something explosive down there, if it was any material that could like catch fire easily,
Exactly. It was
the
bad.
entire scaffolding is collapsed. And like
Hmm.
the mining as a concept is crazy to me because you look at like the scaffolding that has to be placed up, like with the
No.
wood and stuff,
Like, no.
how is that stable?
I agree completely.
I would not trust it at all.
Why are you stabilizing the earth after you freaking dug it hollow? Like, there's no point, bro. It's gonna collapse. Like,
Exactly. Like that's the weight of the entire world.
exactly. On a little wooden stick. Like, bro, don't even play. Oh, I can't. Like, put me back then. I would have solved all these problems. So they were exposed to an insane amount of dangers, such as roofs collapsing just because they wanted to.
Right.
Fire damp, which is something maybe you know about, but I didn't know about it, so I will tell you about it. Flooding, poor ventilation, also a moment for the horses that would spend days on ends with the miners also
No,
underground.
they took horses down there too.
Yeah, they needed sometimes their strength to pull
Ooh, to
things.
pull something, yeah.
Poor horses, we've put them through hell. But anyways, what is fire damp, you say?
What is
So
fire damp?
back then, we did not have electricity, correct?
Right.
So what would we use to light our way?
Oil.
Fire.
Yes.
Mhm.
Right.
And something very insane that the Earth has is that coal-bearing rocks exude methane gas. And methane mixed with fire, that's not great.
Explosion.
Exactly. So lots of times, I'm lighting away. Boom, everything explodes. It's like it's horrible, genuinely horrible. And then they would also be breathing in. If on the
All the
chance they
fumes,
didn't
yeah.
explode, they'd be breathing in all the methane and all
And they
the
would pass
dust.
away.
Exactly. Or they'd develop horrible diseases later on in the line.
Right.
So, yeah. Also, mining is underground where there's low lighting. That's a hazard in and of itself. And they were more than anyone else on this list at the mercy of natural disasters. I put at the end a moment for the canaries. Do you know how they would use canaries in the mines?
Yeah, if the canaries fainted first, that means that they needed to get out.
Exactly, because the canaries they're super tiny. They have really quick metabolism, so they'll breathe in everything faster, process it quicker, perhaps faint quicker. But something interesting I found out is that once they put in laws for like animal protection and
Hmm.
canaries weren't allowed to be used anymore, most miners like understood, but they were also like, man, we like Loki lost
Fuck
our
that.
best friend
Yeah.
because lots of times there would be these groups of miners under here
Hmm.
for so long, and their companion, aside from each other, their little pet would be the canaries that would sing along, and like it would really boost morale. So I found
Hmm.
that interesting. But there's the
Of
miners for
course.
you. Here's some pics. This is the canaries. That's how they would lower
Wow.
them. This is the trapper, or is that what they were called? The person in
Yeah,
the
the
door.
trappers. Yeah.
Hurriers and
And the
thrusters.
thrusters.
Yeah, and down there would be the getters. And then this is just a picture. Look, a railway. Yeah,
But crazy, crazy.
I agree. I agree.
This technology has been around for so long. It's still so useful, right?
Yes, and we should be using it more, dare I say. US government, listen up.
Listen up.
If you're
Listen
watching
up.
this, US government, build the freaking railroads, okay? We
If you're
need
watching
them.
this, US government, listen to me. Listen to me. Defund the Pentagon. Defund the Pentagon. We do not need $3 trillion for US
No, we do
bases
not. No,
wherever.
we do not.
Well, let's retract
Hmm.
every soldier that is across the world. You do not need to be an empire. You do not need to be a colonial force.
Or up in
Let's
everybody's
use
business.
up in everybody's business. You've caused way
Yes.
too much harm. Acknowledge that and withdraw. What we're gonna do is that the force from all of the different soldiers, the army is gonna become the National Reconstruction Corps.
Oh my gosh, what a good
And
idea.
they are the ones that are going to help both restabilize healthcare here. They will be trained for healthcare. They will be trained for building both housing and infrastructure like rail. And that's the thing that we're going to use as the framework.
Wow. God, I'm
So,
not joking. I'm okay, I'm being dead serious right now.
yeah,
You have an incredible knack for writing
thank
and
you.
for politics, and you have a great understanding of all of that. I need you to write a manifesto. Like I need you to write a manifesto.
I
I'm
need
not
to read first. I haven't read.
okay, but
I,
please later on in the line,
hey,
I'm gonna get a signed
maybe
copy.
I will. Maybe I will. Hey,
Yeah.
you'll be the first to know.
Yay! Okay, perfect. That crazy good manifesto.
Sewer hunters. What?
Okay, this one makes me laugh because honestly, I don't want to say it was completely self-inflicted we, because we don't know what points poverty may have led these people to.
Yeah.
But gosh darn it, I feel like there were more options. Like I feel like you didn't have to do this. But
Mhm.
anyways, toashers is what they were called. Um,
Kosher's.
they would illegally plow through the sewer systems of London during the Victorian era. Ooh, it stinks in here. And they would do that to find lost valuables such as jewelry, coins, or scrap
Wait,
metals.
this makes so much sense though.
Mm-hmm.
Because like in my mind, in Victorian era London,
Mm-hmm.
most of the shit was just being like put in buckets and thrown into the street. Like the people who would have access to sewers would be like the royals.
Exactly.
That
You
these guys, they got it. They're
No, they
smart.
were ahead of the freaking game.
Yeah.
And you would be correct on that. Though at this point more people were gaining access to sewers,
Mm.
but a lot of the people they really weren't targeting were just throwing it
We're
out
the
on
poor. Yeah.
the like latrines or the streets or whatever. Um, but yeah, they did. This is so crazy to me, but they had their strategies. Like they mapped things out. They were like, "We're going here tonight, boys." Like it
We're
was.
going to South Ken, guys.
Um, so they were exposed to anything you could find in a sewer, which is a lot. They would often be exposed to toxic gases that could cause musculoskeletal disorders like methane, like hydrogen sulfide. This is the same thing. The miners were exposed to methane gas and hydrogen sulfide.
Mhm.
They could catch all kinds of infections like hepatitis, because if I'm not mistaken, you can catch hepatitis from another person's urine,
Yes,
right?
I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
low-key not sure
Also,
about that.
like, there's definitely stuff that you catch with poop.
E. coli being one of
Yeah.
them. And then leptospirosis. We all know that the rats pee and then they let it marinate and there's the heat and then boom, you've got leptospirosis. So those are the big three they were exposed to. Um, Also something absolutely gross to me is that sometimes they would be out there hunting and then there would be these aggressive rushes of water and they would like drown.
They would drown in it.
Yeah, no, that was common.
Drown in it.
Stop. And this might be like fable. I don't know if this is true. But apparently there were aggressive swarms of sewer rats that sometimes would get to them. And I don't know how much I believe the whole we're rats. We go together and we attack everyone. Like I don't know if I believe that. But I don't
I
know.
thought rats were like territorial against themselves. I've seen rats fight.
Exactly. That's why I don't know if this whole swarm thing is real. That might be fake.
Maybe they were being attacked by the beavers seeking revenge.
Maybe. Maybe.
Maybe.
Hopefully, honestly. But their strats were as such. They would map out London and they would somehow find out which places were the most wealthy and they would go sewer hunting under those
In those places.
places.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because I don't know how, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how valuables would end up in the sewer because I don't know who's flushing their stuff, but like, I don't know, sometimes they'd find stuff. So, and then here are some
And also like
pictures.
how like if you find like something owned by a royal, you could probably live off that for a couple of years of your life at least, right?
Yeah, yeah. Here are some
So it was like
pictures.
the gold rush, except it's in shit.
Wow, enticing, enticing.
This
Yeah.
is like propaganda. No way they were that
Mind
big.
you, they weren't wearing gloves half the time. Oh my God. Don't piss me off.
Well, they didn't know. What would the gloves be made out of, right? Did they have oh wait, that's a stupid question. They did have
Anything,
gloves.
anything, anything
Okay.
but bare hands, bro. Bathroom break, bathroom break. We're having a bathroom break. A, oh yeah, because my student had to pee and I couldn't say no. Oh, I love this over the shoulder vibe. It's actually killing me. He's cutting class, isn't he? God, I knew this might happen. He doesn't find my class interesting. My only student, I can't keep his attention. I try and make it as interactive as possible, but it never works. Maybe I'm just not cut out for this. Maybe I'm not meant to be a teacher. Maybe my calling is something else. Cast me, bro. I'm so good at acting, like genuinely. Like genuinely. Bro, what is he doing? What's taking him so long, genuinely? I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna I'm gonna scold him when he comes back.
Okay. We're back in the sewers of Victorian era London.
Don't be slick. I know what you're trying to do. You were cutting class. This says repair of the Fleet sewer, but this is what the sewers would look like around that time. So, not all walking around in water. Some of it
Okay,
was
some they had some planks at some point.
exactly, exactly. It's just very, wow, insane. Gong
Gong
farmers.
farmers?
Yes, this is the one exception. This was Tudor era. So this is like 16 something. But
Interesting.
it's too insane to not include. So they were responsible for collecting and disposing of human excrement in a time when sewers did not exist. They were essential workers in this time. They were
Mm,
needed, and unfortunately, they were outcast by society completely. They were
hmm
only allowed to work at night. They were legally bound to only work at night, and people knew of their professions and just didn't want to
Engage with
associate.
them. Oh
Exactly,
my
because
God.
reputation was big back then, like huge. And so they didn't want to associate with these people, even though without them, you'd be freaking dying of a terminal illness right now, but
Well,
whatever.
you probably still are. I don't think
They don't do much anyway. But
they're
when
trying.
they're trying their hardest, but they would go into the deep latrines and they would collect all of this in buckets and load up the carts. So basically, it would be two or three men at a time. One would be up here, another down here, just
Just tossing shit.
just like up here. Like it's they're sinking in it. Genuinely, it's disgusting. But they would collect it in buckets. The other guy would haul it up, put it in the cart, put the bucket back down. So it was that kind of work system. And they were, if they were to dump it, required to dump it outside city limits. So they would have to travel long distances. Because you and I both know how huge London is. And
Bro,
to go outside
fucking
city
insane.
limits, ooh, a lot. Or on a good day, they would sell this stuff to farmers as
They would sell
fertilizer.
the dung. Oh,
Fertilizer,
as
yeah,
fertilizer. Yes, this makes sense.
exactly. So they were exposed to fumes like the famous duo methane and
Methane and
hydrogen
hydrogen
sulfide. Thank you,
sulfide.
thank you, thank
Of
you.
course.
And then potentially infectious excrement. I have to emphasize again, they were social outcasts. This is making me really sad because they were doing very important work. But yeah, here's the very horrible part is that these latrines, you tell me who would want to maintain them? No one.
No one.
So they would over time become
Like solidified.
structurally, exactly, like structurally unsound. And something that they were the ground of these latrines was on purpose porous so that human liquids could eventually go through and seep down into the soil.
Right.
So good idea, but like structurally speaking,
Not pretty good.
ooh. So a lot of these would cave in or the ground would fall. Um, Lots of gong farmers ended up, for lack of a better phrase, drowning in this stuff because they would go and they'd be super high up and then the ground
Yeah, and
gives
then
out.
yeah. And it's
And sometimes the the sheer have you ever smelled something so bad that your natural instinct, like your
it's
throat
like the
closes up?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That times 100 is what some of these gong farmers are going through, and so a lot of them would also die of asphyxiation.
Their
Um,
throats would just give out.
no, yeah, bro, like mine would too. Like, ooh, miles away, I think.
Jesus.
Um, and
Cholera.
medical knowledge wasn't something that was widely accessed or even accessed at all. Even the biggest doctors didn't know what the heck they were doing. But
They were doing bloodletting at this time.
exactly. A lot of these workers would go in with like open wounds. And
The concept of an open wound being in contact with
no.
feces.
Oh, enough. So they would get severe
Cease.
cease. They would get severe infections and diseases like cholera and dysentery. On to the
Oh
very
my God.
last one. This is
Radial dial painters. This
radium
has
therapy.
got to be with Mercury. Like I just know.
Really, do you? Because look at the name again.
Ooh.
My faithful student, you have failed.
Here's the thing. Your faithful student might have a little bit of dyslexia because I read
Okay.
radial as in like
Like the radius?
and I thought it was like a compass. It's like a compass dial. Okay, that makes sense.
You're not far off though, honestly.
Beautiful.
Yes. This is, of all the occupations on this presentation, the most recent one. This was
Oh.
perhaps in the 1920s, 30s. and the effects of it were still being had until maybe the 50s. So basically, radium dial painters were women that would paint glow in the dark watch dials. And these were huge for the military and for
Mm-hmm.
business people. Remember, Industrial Revolution, business is booming. So everyone's
Mm-hmm.
a freaking businessman. Everyone has a glow in the dark watch. It was a huge thing.
Everybody wanted their twinkle toes.
Exactly. It's the twinkle toes all over again. But when I showed my mom these watches, she was like, "Oh, I have seen those in my lifetime." So imagínate.
Whoa.
Big deal. Um, God, this is horrible, but they were all instructed to use a lip pointing method. So they needed to get the brush as finely tipped as possible in order to get
Mm-hmm.
these details because they were hand painting watch dials like that. You need to be so intricate with it. So they would
Yeah.
like point it with their and then go in and paint. Problem is, what were they painting with? Radioactive
Radio.
radium. And
And that's why it's
they
glow in the dark. Oh, oh,
now things are clicking.
right,
Exactly. Radium is a bone-seeking chemical. Oh my gosh, just like phosphorus. Oh my
right.
gosh. So it stays in your body.
Accumulats.
Accumulates. I have embarrassed myself as a teacher.
It's
God.
okay.
It accumulates. Anyways, so it stays in your body and it builds up over time. So it's not
It's like
like
mercury in tuna.
exactly, it builds and it's not like your body's excreting it in any way. So that really sucks. But um imagine you're painting 100 watches a day and
And your tip.
every every time you need you're like, oh, that's hundreds, maybe thousands of times of putting radium in your mouth every day. That's absolutely absurd. So this caused a lot of early deaths due to bone decay,
Mhm.
tumors, anemia, something called radium jaw.
Oh my God.
The jaw, like come on. Like grow a backbone at this point. Like God. But um this was interesting because there was a big trial about it where the radium
hmm
girls, like the Matchstick Girls, um, went to fight these big companies, and the one of
And they
them
didn't.
was literally called Radium Dial Company.
Bruh.
And the very disheartening thing is that yes, the women won the lawsuit, but
They still
radium
died.
they still died, and Radium Dial was able to get away with this because they just they like they sold all their assets for Radium Dial Company and then they just started a new company. And
Mm.
it's like stupid, stupid, stupid. But anyways. Oh, I forgot to include some pics of the Radium Dial workers, but I do want to show you because
Radium jaw.
no, I couldn't well actually I don't know if I even looked up Radium Jaw. I'm guessing it's so similar to what's it called? Oh,
Oh my God.
yeah, and then here's like a news thing of a woman who was already unable to walk because of the radium. Here, look at that watch face. Imagine painting that. You have to be so detailed.
Oh.
It's just
Wait, I
absolutely
thought
absurd.
they were like personal like wrist watches. But I would assume that yeah, like
Some of
it's
them,
pocket watches, those look like.
exactly, some of them were, but a lot of them were pocket watches. But that is the end of my
Oh my
presentation.
God, wait, this has been so educational, so beautiful. I
Um,
ate this up. I love,
Yay!
love, love
Thank
like
you so much for your
reading about,
participation.
of course, of course. I love to be a student, especially when it comes to like history stuff
I know,
and like bad condition stuff. It's like,
since I was teaching you, I was like, I want to make it history because I know he likes history. So, yeah. Guess what? The suit's
okay.
coming off.
Ooh, wait, hold on.
I'm a student.
Okay, hold on. Let me find something.
Okay.
Hello.
Professor. Hello, Professor.
How are you, Michelle?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm great. Lovely
Excited
to
to
be
see.
seeing you today
Yes.
at this point.
I do love your hat, I must say.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I
Hmm.
bought it for a 2016 party because I'm dressing up as Hassan.
That is so good.
But yes, this is the type of energy that we're going to be channeling for
Okay.
my class today.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, this is such a cute presentation already. I'm gonna cry. Wait, click present. Click present.
Wait, wait, present?
That's right next to the share button.
Okay, wait, hold on. Because layout?
No, it's next to the share button.
What is next to the share button?
There you go. There you go. There you
Where's the
go.
share button?
You did it. You did it. You did it.
Okay. Today's topic is teaching Michelle something new. This is the challenge that we were tasked with. And I
There's a
wanted to
thing on your
keep it.
screen.
There's a thing on my screen. What's the thing on my screen?
What are you?
Oh,
Okay, there we
did
go.
I
You
fix
took it
it? Did I
out. You
fix it?
fixed it. You
Okay.
fixed it.
All right,
Okay. Yes, yes,
perfect.
yes, yes.
All right. So I'm keeping it a little vague for now because it is kind of like
Okay.
an open discussion. I'm going to pose you with a question, and this is how we're going to begin this exercise right here.
Okay, oh my gosh.
Do you feel any different as an adult? Do you find that over the past years you found great passion for previously things that you've considered mundane? I know I
Mm.
have.
This is a great
And
question, and I know that you have recently found joy in appliances. Like your Ninja Creamer or whatever it's called.
yes,
Yes. I guess you could say yes because I guess you could say birding. Like bird
birding,
watching,
birding.
like I guess people would be like, why are you just watching them? But to me, that's like, wow. Like it seems mundane, but to me, that's like everything. Like hiking, I don't know if that's mundane, but it's just walking in nature, so I guess
Yeah.
that can be.
It's getting
So,
involved, being in
mm,
touch.
yes,
And
yes,
I think that like as we grow up, we do really want to like create that sense of being in touch with something.
yes. And
And whether,
I
yes,
was thinking today, like, in order to make your life a fruitful and happy one, you have to enjoy the mundane things that you have to do every single day, you know?
right,
You have to
right.
find enjoyment. So, yes,
And
I think
so
adults tend to.
but does that feeling of appreciating that new thing kind of clash with your older views of yourself? So this is why I have this really great picture
Yeah,
right
who's the
here.
artist?
I do not know. But it's this really great picture of this teenage boy. He's looking at the mirror, reaching out to touch a stranger, to touch his reflection,
Hmm.
and a werewolf touches him back.
Yes.
How things change.
Yeah.
That's fascinating, is it not?
It is fascinating and it does feel like it clashes with my older self, if you will. Because, you
Yes.
know, like, oh, Michelle, the energetic, happy girl that's like always, you know, and then I'm just like, but sometimes I just want to chill.
But and sometimes you're a chiller, and
Most of the
that's
time
important.
these days, most of the time these days, I'm
Mm,
just a chiller.
But at the same time, are you doing something that is exciting you every day? I don't think that
Yes,
now we like you would want to do that, but sometimes some days aren't as exciting as others.
exactly. But we try and find it every day.
We do, we do. Here are my working theories for that like sense of clashing with the younger and older self.
Right?
First bullet point, we're unk. We're getting old. At some point, we must acknowledge it. Time is passing, and it is passing as time passes. So
I cannot be Unc. I'm only 20.
you're only 20, you're already too late. You're gone.
No, no.
But you see, like we are not the youngest ever anymore. And that sense of like, okay, there's younger kids and they're talking about whatever kids are talking about, like the tiki 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 dance and like triple T and whatnot, that's bullet point number one. The fact that we're not the youngest ever anymore is
Yeah.
causing us to be
That's
like, okay, like we're
true.
old and like, oof, you know,
Wait, I have something to say. This reminds me a
yes.
lot of like, for me, I genuinely still get annoyed when I'm talking to older people and they're like, "Oh, what do you kids talk about nowadays? Oh, I don't know anything because I'm so old." I'm like, I hate that. I hate that little shtick
Right,
that
like
so
you're
many older
already
people have going on.
expected to be in tune with what the young people are doing and the
Like,
young
why am
people
I
are
expected to
thinking.
do that? I don't care about the younger people. Well, I care about them, but in Professor, wait. I care about them as they're like beings and they should have a good life and everything, but I don't care personally what they're talking about.
Okay, see, personally, I disagree
Oh,
because I believe the children are our future.
no, and they are, and I love children. Oh my gosh, wait, I just dug a hole for myself. I mean, like, people are expected to keep up with like the jokes.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
what I would
And I
rather
think it's
engage
it's
in,
okay. Yeah.
yes, I would rather engage in like, what are your dreams? What are you like, like any normal conversation that you can have with a kid, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Have
not
I
like
redeemed myself,
you
Professor?
have, you have. Don't worry, don't
It's
worry.
my
And
true
you know,
feelings.
anything that you say in this classroom is valid.
Okay.
And that's a little bit, actually, maybe not so. Um, now that I think about it twice, but we're gonna continue on past to the second bullet point.
Okay.
And it's a little bit of an expansion of that first feeling, right? Times change and our taste changes with that.
Yes.
It's like that like it's an evolutionary type, like timeline view of things rather than,
Mm-hmm.
we're clashing. The old and the new is clashing. It's like, progression. And
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit more of a natural sort of outlook on these things.
Yes.
Personally, it's easy for me to say, hey, I just like this new thing now.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to do with the fact that I am older or younger.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a thing that happened.
Exactly.
But I cannot deny that there must be some correlation with the age.
There must be.
Particularly when particularly when it comes to the types of interests that come with these things, right?
Agreed.
And my third bullet point is maybe not so much based on theory rather than just a hunch. Maybe we are called to these new things because we have reached some sort of spiritual enlightenment.
I agree with that. I think we are constantly on a road towards enlightenment, and anything we do is a stepstone towards that. So what we're called towards in terms of our passion definitely has to do.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think it's very valuable to kind of like see enlightenment as a process and
Yes,
something
rather
that
than a
we're
destination.
constantly get at rather
Yes,
than a
yes.
destination.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so that gives these likes and interests purpose,
Exactly.
which is very, very critical for our analysis that we're going to be conducting soon enough.
Okay. Okay.
So, what is the most egregious example of this? Could you be like, we already thought of birding, hiking.
Hmm.
What in
Appliances.
what in your mind?
Uh-huh.
What in your mind could it possibly be like a new thing that
The most
like
egregious example of cultivating a passion for a mundane thing.
cultivating a passion for a mundane thing, if
Hmm.
also age is related to it as well.
The most egregious example. I mean,
It's like when I say egregious, I mean like a real 360 turnaround. Like, where did this thing come from? No real basis in like it's not a straight line of thinking where it's like, okay, it started right here and it's developed into this other thing.
So it's
It
just
just
like
kind of showed up.
where did this come from?
Boom. It's here and
Is it a
it
common
wants your
one?
attention. It's a common thing, I would say,
What? Then how can
because it's egregious because it's almost universal.
what?
Yes.
I don't know what you're getting at. Like I can't think of.
A newfound love.
Oh my God. I knew it. It's the freaking kitchen appliances. I knew it. I knew it. If the thought of having
See,
new toy.
if
No,
if do you have a question, Michelle?
no, I have something to say. Like
You have something to say?
you have
Say it.
you have
Bring it
answered
out.
you have answered your own question in this PowerPoint slide. You're like, there's no, I don't know where this came from. Keyword toys. It's a toy for grown-ups. It's like new buttons. OMG, look at it do what it does. I think the kitchen appliances are quite normal thing to be fascinated with.
And I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the analysis,
Mm-hmm.
your analysis
Mm-hmm.
of the kitchen appliance being something that we are fascinated with as adults because it takes that shape and it takes the space of what a toy used to be
Mm-hmm.
as very insightful. Because at the end of the day is gonna end,
Exactly.
whether you like it or not.
Can we talk about
And
that? Like,
we could talk about it, but we have 9 minutes left on this presentation. But bringing it back
okay.
to the topics inside of our PowerPoint presentation right now, we're talking about a deep found, newfound love for kitchen appliances. And
Yes.
I have this following bullet point where it's like, if the thought of having new toys around your kitchen excites you, it's cooked. Because this is the thing.
This is the thing.
You're getting old.
Very true.
Very
And
true.
I know I'm getting old because if someone got me like an electric mixer for my baking,
Listen,
I'd propose to them like
listen, exactly. And we have it right here. We have it right here.
exactly. Oof.
The KitchenAid is the kitchen's aid to everything.
Exactly. Like I wonder how much money they make.
So much money.
Yeah.
So much money. But these things are important in adult life. They show up out of the blue, demand your attention, and they think like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
like you need to start doing these new things. And that's why I asked the following question. Or no, rather, why I say, rather, why I advocate for the newfound love for of kitchen appliances to be present and be an active um factor in our lives as we are
Okay.
becoming more adult-like.
Yes. It kind of keeps that joy and whimsy a little bit. It's
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I think it's like, like, and it leaves room for a lot of experimenting, which is very good for
Very good.
human development. Like you're experimenting with new things.
Yes. Yes. And that you have such great analysis, Michelle.
Thank you, Professor.
It's the whimsy, it's the exploration, it's the entertainment, it's that feeling of having a new experience and being able to share in that experience with someone else.
Yes,
At the end of the day, the kitchen, food, the dining room, they've always been this space of community
always.
throughout history, and they will always unite us in that through line of our history because this is where we go to do something that cannot be separated from the act of sharing.
Exactly. The
Under
way to someone's
capitalism,
heart is through their stomach.
as through their stomach. And it's not just because the esophagus leads you
Mm,
right down.
exactly.
It's because food is meant to be shared. Imagine if you killed a cow just to eat it all yourself.
Absurd.
That wasteful,
Genuinely absurd. Yeah.
absurd,
Not
egregious.
justice to the cow.
Not justice to the cow. The
If you're
cow
gonna kill
deserves
an
an
animal, you
event.
better eat that whole thing.
You better eat the whole thing and you better make something of an event to respect the animal. The thing that
Exactly.
I'm trying to get at here is that central role of the kitchen, of the dining room, of the food
Hmm.
in our lives
This is
and
very
have
interesting to me.
and
It's something I've
having
thought of. I'm like,
yes, yes.
why is food so huge in like every culture? And why is it always something that must be shared? Like I'm like, why is it so integral? I've asked myself this.
And on the next presentation, we're going to be tackling that sort of universality of
Yeah.
food.
Hmm.
But for now, what we want to know and what we want to accentuate is that it does have that role.
It does.
And the way for to claim that back as an adult and have that sense of like, okay, I'm giving my community something new. I'm giving my community something great that I have done through exploration of my own. This is not just for survival. I'm giving you this for pleasure
Yeah. Yeah.
is a really, really important factor because now that is the true exploration,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
Kitchen appliances are the key to that exploration. And in the modern era, they demand our attention as beacons of the primordial kitchen and the food experience, which is
Ooh.
really, really interesting, right?
It is very interesting. Remember the air fryer craze?
Remember the air
And
fryers.
everyone wanted to make you something using their air fryer. Like,
And everybody did, and they were sharing it.
I think that's what's beautiful about kitchen appliances. Like,
Hmm.
people will get one and be like, I need to make something for everyone. And then they really want to
Hmm.
share what they make. Like, it's this
Hmm.
instinct to
Hmm.
be like, oh, I need to share this.
I'm And like also knowing that like if you make something that you're proud of, the first thing you do is share it, right? You don't
Exactly.
just keep it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We also have the avenues that these kitchen appliances can open to you,
Yeah.
right? You have diet goals. So say
Very.
that you want to have a little bit more of an involved experience with your foods, especially in this time and age where lots of stuff is processed beyond
Mm-hmm.
recognition and
Yeah.
um you want to claim some of that back again with the primordial food experience, the kitchen appliance in that it has you get more hands-on with your own
Yes.
food gives you that power back,
Mm.
right?
Yes.
And not just that, if you have any sort of dietary goals aside from just wanting to be more involved with your food,
Mm-hmm.
it allows you and opens the door for you to create those experiences as well, which is very great. I
So,
know, yes.
kitchen appliances, this is very interesting, but it like makes sense. It's like kitchen appliances, the reason they're fascinating to so many is because they let us tap into this like these primordial instincts that we have of like sharing food and
Mm-hmm.
being directly in the process of making our food, trying new things. Oh, this is very,
Mm-hmm. And
oh,
I
I
think
never
that
thought of this.
like the point that's really important with the kitchen appliance itself, because of course these things are universal throughout history. The kitchen appliance in the modern era gives you that new feeling, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're doing
Modern.
something new. You're doing
Yeah.
something modern. You're doing
Yeah.
something that through the merit of it being interesting, and novel provides greater value to the
Yes, very
community.
true.
The last bullet point that I wanted to cover for this presentation was
Most in the one that's piquing my interest the most.
bragging rights.
Mm-hmm.
Bragging rights. And it goes completely into contrast with what we just mentioned, right? It's very selfish in nature.
But aren't humans a little bit selfish in nature also? Two things can coexist.
Two things can coexist at once, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that the bragging rights come exclusively at the expense of community. You see, here's the
Exactly.
thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. A really big thing. Like we are sometimes prideful creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And if in the case that we do provide a good service to our community and we share in our resources, and particularly for food, if you make something that you're proud of, that people compliment you on, you get
You
a good
want to be
feeling about,
recognized for
you
it.
want to be recognized for it. And it's like, yeah, man, I did it with my Breville. I did it
Exactly.
with the help of this kitchen appliance that I have access to. And through that access, I have given you access vicariously.
Yes.
Do
Yes.
you see what I'm saying? It's like it doesn't create hierarchy. It only
True.
reinforces a better sense of ourselves. Because at
True.
the end of the day, these things are
And
not necessary.
you're right. It doesn't create a hierarchy because you're giving everyone
Exactly.
access.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's always a factor, right?
Yes.
So we're gonna go on to the next slide. And this is where the Holy Grail comes in. Listen,
This picture is killing me.
listen. The Holy Grail of kitchen appliances. And I can say this through my own experience. And I have a PhD in this.
You
I've
practically
done,
do.
I've
Your
done,
dad's a
I've done,
chef.
I've done research in this. I come from a family who is very familiar with kitchen appliances, in that my father is a chef.
Exactly. Exactly. If
And
anyone
for
is more qualified, it's you.
and listen, we're gonna open up the circle right here.
Okay.
This is the subjective part of the presentation. We've come at a crossroads because, Michelle, I do believe that kitchen appliances, different strokes for different folks.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
I, me, professor, am in love, and I have always been in love with ice cream throughout my life,
Oh. Whew, yes.
ever since I was a young kid.
Who isn't?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so having the power, the resource, the ability to make anything into ice cream, and not just make anything into ice cream, make your own custom ice cream, game changer.
Truly.
What do you do on a night out with friends? Say that you go to the theater, you getting a sweet treat afterward. What do? You
Ice
get some
cream.
ice cream.
It's ice cream.
What do you do in combination with a birthday cake and you have it on the side? You get some ice cream with it too. Hopefully, it's cookies and cream, because cookies and cream and birthday cake is fucking awesome. And forgive me for my cursing. I'm passionate about this because this is my field.
I do have a question.
You do have a question, and I will indulge.
I am not entirely clear on what a Ninja Creamy is or does.
Beautiful. So, starting off basic.
Mm-hmm.
The Ninja Creamy is a kitchen appliance. So all of the previous context that we have explored in this Socratic
Applies
seminar
to this.
applies to the Ninja Creamy, the communal resource, the bragging rights, and also that sense of getting more in touch with your food. The Ninja
Mm-hmm.
Creamy is a machine
Mm-hmm.
that is essentially a blender.
Okay.
However, it is a blender made for blending in a particular RPM, which is rounds per minute,
Hmm.
or rotations per minute, rather. Rounds per minute is for guns. Don't ask me how I know that. With a set RPM and with the ability to crush ice as well as it's rotating. So you,
Mm.
as a Ninja Creamy user, potentially have the power of creating anything into an ice cream flavor. You plug it into the machine, you press the settings that you want to do, and you have a variety of different things that you can do with a Ninja Creamy, right? You don't just have the option to make ice cream. You can
Hmm.
also make a light ice cream, which is a little bit more softer, more soft servy, if you will.
Oh.
You have the option to do a froyo consistency, which is great for
Gag.
people who want to do a little bit more of a sorbet style arrangement.
Hmm.
And speaking of sorbet, that is another setting that you could do on the Ninja Creamy.
Wow.
And it is as simple as putting milk and the thing that you want together. Say that you want some cherry sorbet, toss in some cherries, toss in some milk, and you got it. That's all that you
This
need.
is I'm increasingly seeing the beauty of not only the Ninja Creamy but the whole kitchen appliance thing because I think it's beautiful that we have access to this. There's so many things that are so great that we don't have access to as common people, I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. As the
But
layman.
exactly, we have access to this. And I love what you said about it being the communal resource. Like that makes it so much more beautiful.
Right.
I'm
Right.
really starting to appreciate that.
Hey, and I'm glad you are. And I'm glad that you can see this through line because in my experience, it has been quite the game changer.
Hmm.
In the sense that I feel like an alchemist.
Yes, and that taps into a certain part of your brain that's like it
Yes,
makes you feel
yes,
better about yourself.
yes,
I
yes.
made this
I made this and I'm sharing it with you, and it's a glorious, glorious thing
because it's ice cream.
because it's ice cream. And at the end of the day, ice cream is always going to be good.
Always. But my question is, does it truly come out that consistency of ice cream?
It does.
This is so hard for me to believe. Like, I don't understand the technology. That's insane.
And here's the thing, here's the thing, here's the thing. You do have to have a range of ingredients.
Yeah.
If you're going to make fresh pasta, you better make sure that you have the flour and
Mhm.
the eggs, not just the flour.
Right.
If
Yeah,
you're going to make a good Ninja Creamy, you need a couple of requirements, right?
of course. That's a
Let's
given.
say that you want to make, I don't know, a cookies and cream flavor.
Okay.
So you want to have your milk, preferably it's lactose free, because
Hmm.
you know, we're inclusive in this house.
This is a communal thing.
This
Most
is a
people are
communal,
lactose
and most
intolerant.
people are lactose intolerant, and we
Yes,
have
yeah.
to be aware of that.
Exactly.
So you have your dairy, you have your vanilla beans, your pure vanilla extract that you got at a
Oh yeah.
fancy bakery store. That's like molasses when you pour it out.
So good. Oh my God,
You
that
have,
really.
and it depends on the type of person that you are, really, because you can use the Ninja Creamer for absolutely anything. Here's the thing. If you want to achieve certain health goals and meet any needs, let's go on to the next slide. It's good. You want to hit the protein goals and spice up the protein shakes? Listen, you can make an ice cream flavor out of any protein powder.
Oh my
Incredible experience.
God.
Incredible experience. You can also, if you want to lessen your sugar intake while not sacrificing the sweet treats, you can replace sugar for a sugar-free sweetener like monk fruit, like I do.
Mm.
And you could do anything, and it's not going to spike your sugar, and it's not going to have as many calories because of it. It's great.
That sounds amazing. And it
It's
tastes like ice cream.
and it tastes like ice cream. It has ice cream consistency and it has ice cream sweetness.
Because at the end of the day, the only reason really that there are so many ultra processed foods is basically just to extend their shelf life. And when
Literally,
you're the one making it, you don't need to extend its
you don't
shelf
need to
life.
extend and
Yeah,
mm, like we have to acknowledge the fact that ice cream is a frozen food. By definition, it has a long shelf life.
exactly. That's true.
So in a sense, you really don't need all the preservatives and all the process involved for the ice cream. You
True.
know, what gives ice cream its texture, its consistency, its like creaminess is in fact cream. So it's based on fat. And if you want to
Yeah.
do something that doesn't involve that fat, because the fat has a very high calorie and sugar like
Amount.
amount,
Mhm.
there's also binding agents that mimic
I
that creaminess. The xanthan gum in particular is one of the ones that
heard.
sticks it to it. And
Yeah.
it's a great opportunity. Here's the thing. I've had some time with my machine
Yeah.
and I've been able to explore a little bit. And I'm very, very proud to say that I've come up with a couple of flavors that I'm very proud with.
Like,
I have my chocolate peanut butter protein ice cream
I
using
can't.
my chocolate protein powder, mixing it in with some peanut butter. Sometimes I do Oreos as a mix in.
Mm.
Sometimes, if I'm feeling it. I also have my coconut froyo,
So, like actually slow.
which uses coconut cream as a part of its ingredients. So it already has that sweetness integrated into it. And
And
we
the
have,
binding agent, no?
and it's kind of a binding agent too.
Okay. Wow.
But my favorite, favorite flavor, I will teach you. And listen, I will be honest. I'm a man of the community. And
Oh, I
if
know.
there's anything that I need to do to show the community the way, I will do it. I don't gatekeep. I don't believe in that. I don't. And so, as part of that initiative, we come on to the next slide. Pumpkin pie ice cream.
Bro, like I actually need to make my own ice cream. Like I've been wanting to for so long, and now there's a machine that makes it possible. Like, oh my gosh.
So we see all of the little ingredients right here.
Like this is so much fun. This is like baking, and you know how much I love baking.
Right, right, right.
And you know exactly what's going into what you're eating. That's nowadays revolutionary, bro.
Revolutionary.
I'm taking a pic.
Hey, 1 can of pumpkin filling, 2 scoops unflavored protein, very optional. I like to do it because I'm into the proteins and
You're
whatnot.
into the gym, you're into that stuff.
A dosage of pumpkin spice. It's more of a
Mhm.
feel for it, you know?
Yeah.
You're tasting it along the way. Firm pinch of salt to get that flavor out of it. An offering, and I say an offering is like
Yeah.
that's an offering of monk fruit sweetener.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful sweetener. No,
I love the way you write recipes, bro. It makes so much sense to me.
yes. I'm glad because and don't worry, we're gonna walk through the entire process as well. Some
I'm so
cinnamon graham crackers for that crust feel.
graham crackers. I'm gonna cry because I don't have access to this ice cream right now.
And the last thing, a teaspoon of xanthan gum, our glorious binding agent. She does her job.
Where's the xanthan gum in this picture?
It's
Oh, I
this,
see it.
it's the
Okay, I
industrial
saw it.
little.
Yeah, I saw it.
I go through right here. Step number one, you want that crust feel? You gotta get it with the cinnamon crackers. And you put it at the bottom right there. You let it sink in.
What
Let
is
that sink
that
in.
thing? What's the cup?
The cup,
Yeah, what
this
is
right
that?
here.
Is that a part of the Ninja Creamy?
Yes, the Ninja Creamy comes with 3 cups for you to have 3 different flavors prepared at a time. This
Oh
is
my
one of them.
gosh. Ooh, whoever made this machine deserves the world.
Hey, to whoever made the Ninja Creamy, hey, this
I
is for
hope you're
you.
watching this. We love
I,
it.
right, you're not like the US government.
Yeah, exactly.
Step two, we hit it with the milk and we hit it with the pumpkin filling. Note, you don't use the full can.
Oh
Full
yeah,
can's
no,
too much. As you
that's
can
the
see
entire
over there,
tea.
it says a scoopable max fill. We don't want to go over that line because we don't want to,
Yeah.
you know, overwhelm the
Also,
machine.
in my baking adventures, I have found that usually when you make a something flavored thing, that
Hmm.
something will be a very minuscule part of the recipe. In order to
Yes,
get that flavor, you don't need,
you don't need much of it.
yeah.
But here I'm using about to where if roughly around where it says 100% pure, that's
Hmm.
probably the amount that I'm using.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's still a good amount. And once I mix it in, it gets orange.
That's a firm pinch.
That's a firm pinch. That's a firm
Hmm.
pinch of salt right there.
Hmm. How'd you
Additionally,
keep it on your hand like that?
my hand was wet. So this
Oh,
was this was for the effect.
wow. That looks so good. I want to drink the liquid already.
It's really good. And additionally, you also add the sweetener in here as well.
I'm so jealous. Did you already have the monk fruit?
Yes, the sweetener was added before the salt. And you also add the pumpkin spice on that step too. I forgot
Okay,
to point it
okay,
out. But
okay.
yes, we add a little bit more of those cookies to top it off.
Oh my gosh, stop. No, like actually.
Boom, boom.
That consistency actually looks so good.
It's ice cream
And it tastes like pumpkin pie.
and it tastes like pumpkin pie.
Like pumpkin pie cinnamon graham cracker. You're
Cinnamon
joking.
graham cracker.
I am being dead serious. You know how much I love chocolate. I'm being so serious when I say that this, if I were to try this, I'm confident that it could beat my love for chocolate.
Wow.
Because pumpkin pie and graham crackers, bro, just add
In ice cream.
just add marshmallows to the mix and I can't I'm in it for the
And I
long
will
run.
say, and I will say, if you want to top it off with some whipped cream to give yourself that illusion of the pumpkin pie as well. 10 out of 10 no
Oh,
notes. 10 out of 10 no notes. This is the type of thing that I'm doing for my community.
you're
And the first,
making.
and this, I
Did
will
you
say,
find this recipe
I
or
didn't find this recipe. I said I am going to make pumpkin pie ice cream. And I sat down with the CEO of Disney and I made it work.
and I said I want to make history, and that's what
And
we
I said
did.
I want to make history.
Whoa, like I'm actually so impressed that you made this recipe yourself. Like
And this
that
is the
adds into
type
the
of
whole.
creativity that these
Yes.
kitchen appliances give to you. They say, listen, we
Yes.
know how much you like all of these different things. Why don't you combine them?
Wow.
It's completely and entirely possible within the realm of the reality.
Yes. And it's a how do you say there's a word for when something is concretely there.
It's materialized.
It's a kind of creativity that you can hold in your hand. Like it's so cool.
Whoa,
That
whoa,
you it's a kind of creativity you can taste on
grasp.
your tongue.
You can taste.
This is so cool.
And I also want to add, these are not pictures that were taken consequentially, right? The thing is, with the Ninja Creamy, you gotta give it time to rest. You gotta make the
Nice.
flavors one day, and then you blend them in another day. So
Oh
it has to be
wow.
frozen at least 16 to 24 hours for it to be like
Interesting.
the great yeah. So
I didn't know.
this right here, this picture of the made ice cream was my first ever pumpkin pie flavored batch, which was 2 days ago,
What, only 2 days ago, bro?
only 2 days ago. And then
Wow.
I tried it. You can see that I dipped my spoon into it.
I
a little
see.
bit on that picture.
That's what allows you to see more of the consistency, I think, is that you
Yes,
did it.
yes. I tried it and then I said, this is so fucking good. Let me call all of my friends that live in my building. And soon after that, I had five different friends over in my room, all of them trying the different ice cream. They all loved it. And one of my friends had her mom over. Her mom came up to try it as well, and she said that she loved it too. And
This
mind you, after
community
that, the
aspect.
community aspect, the
Beautiful.
community aspect. And after we had the ice cream, we sat down and played Mario Party.
No, like actually, I'm convinced that like now I don't see kitchen appliances as something mundane to be into. Like there's
And they're
so
not, and they're
much
not
that goes into it.
so much. And it's
So much
so
creation,
valuable.
creation, community, like creativity. It's so cool. It's so cool.
And this is the things that are possible with kitchen appliances,
Wow.
with a Ninja Creamer. It's $180 on Costco
That's not that much for everything that it does.
for everything that it does and all of the joy that it brings you, all
And
the control,
community.
all the community that
It's
it
that
gives
it's
you,
all the C's. It's control, creation,
and
community, and
community.
creativity.
Mm,
It's so beautiful, this
it's
thing.
so beautiful. It's so beautiful. That was my presentation, my seminar to you, my
I
student
loved it.
Michelle. I'm
I
so
genuinely,
glad.
my mind has opened.